In this video, we're going to be giving you 3 things that you're probably experiencing on the healing journey that nobody really talks about. And those things could be like chronic fatigue, exhaustion, feeling totally out of it, no matter how much rest you get, weight loss or weight gain, and relationship destruction. If that sounds like of interest to you, stick around. If you're new here, my name is Jessy.
And my name is B, and we help women heal themselves from the inside out. We use things like breathwork, energy work, and conscious coaching. So if that sounds like a good time to you, hit that subscribe button and stick around for more.
Yeah, okay, so healing journey. There's a lot. Also, welcome to another episode of Lattes and Lessons. I feel like nobody talks about this, or not a lot of people, or at least I hadn't. I wish that I had this video and this explanation when I was going through my healing journey and my experience, because I was just like, what is going on with me? Why do I feel like I'm not getting enough rest, no matter how much I'm sleeping, no matter how much I'm doing? I just couldn't get adequate rest, and that was like super frustrating and a little alarming, but just feeling like so chronically fatigued all the time and exhausted.
Yeah.
Just it's kind of like the luteal phase. If you know, you know. It was kind of like an indefinite luteal phase.
That's a good way to describe it.
Yeah.
Wow. And that's the phase right before your menstrual cycle. So you're feeling really down. It's your inner autumn.
It feels like you're never going to get out of it, and you just don't even know what to do. You don't know where to start. You don't know what to do.
Yeah. So I remember it was shortly after I left a really toxic, abusive relationship. I moved to Florida. I was going from New York to Florida. So it was just like a really amazing, beautiful, sunny place to be right after like all of this like death and destruction, literally. And I was feeling so tired. It was because my nervous system was recalibrating. So that's why you're feeling so fatigued. Like when you're going through a deep healing process, you're typically like maybe you're going from like a place that's unsafe to like safe, whether that's like physically or you just feel different in your body. Like for me, quite literally, like physically, geographically, I was like so much more safe because I was like away from the environment, this person, all of those things. So my body felt safe to start doing the healing work. And oh my God, it was so powerful. I remember I had a psychic tell me, my tarot card reader, she was like, you need to rest. I was feeling tired, but I kept going. Like I was just like trying to find things to do, making something out of nothing, like. And she was like, if you don't rest, the universe is going to make you rest. And that's exactly what happened. Like within the next couple days, I was sick for like 2 to 3 weeks. So bad, like bedridden, like the worst, like not the worst sickness, but like the worst fatigue I've ever felt in my life. And like literally the universe was like, bish, lay down.
However long you're stuck in this fight, flight, freeze,
Yeah.
your body, after it comes out of that mode and you're like in the safety, it can feel off and weird, and like it's your body recalibrating and getting used to, I don't know, the boredom, because it can kind of feel boring, like, or you're kind of just waiting for the pin to drop, the hat to drop, whatever.
You're like, there's nothing to be afraid of. There's no fires to put out. Like that's why I kept going and going and going and not listening to my body, because it was so foreign.
Right. And you can exhaust yourself in that way too. Your mind just going and going, and you're like anticipating something to happen because you've just been in this fight, flight, or freeze for so many years, so long. You're just waiting, and that anticipation can be really like tense in your body, and you're just holding on to it. And when you come out of that and you're coming down from it, that's where the fatigue and the exhaustion really truly stems from.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So if you're in that phase, just know that it's temporary. You're not always going to feel like fatigued, exhausted, all of those things, but like give your body what it needs now, because you are in a rest phase, and this phase is a phase, right? There will be another phase after that. And like, that's exactly what my tarot card reader told me. She was like, there's going to be a point where momentum's kicking up and everyone's going to want to work with you, and you're going to be pulled in like all these different directions. Like, you're going to want this time to rest now before things really ramp up. And she was 100% right. So someone here needs to hear this. Rest up now, because the next phase where you're maybe in your inner summer, you know, that's coming.
That brings us to the next thing that you could be experiencing, which I feel like a lot of people don't talk about, is either the weight loss or the weight gain during your healing journey, right? And I've experienced both, actually. Like, I remember after my really toxic marriage, it was just like the weight just fell off of me, literally and figuratively. And I remember people coming up. I didn't realize it. I didn't even notice, really, until people started coming up to me and they're like, Jess, you look like a different human being. Like, I almost didn't recognize you. You look lighter and happier and more just like yourself. This is like bizarre. What's your secret? What are you doing? And I'm just like, girl, I'm dealing with my shit. And I let go of somebody that was super toxic in my life.
You got rid of the dead weight.
I got rid of the dead weight.
So I went through a little bit of an opposite journey after I got out of a super toxic, abusive relationship. I was super thin, you know, in that relationship, especially the last like couple years. I didn't realize at the time, but like, I really wasn't like nourishing my body in the way that I do now. So after I got out of that environment and away from all those people and the toxicity, like, I started to just feed my body and nourish my body in ways that just felt so much better and still continue to feel better. And then I gained weight. And I also started going to the gym and started to feel stronger and like wanted to feel stronger and wanted to look stronger and more healthy. And so that's exactly what happened. So I gained weight. And in that process, it was very uncomfortable. And honestly, some days it still is, because, you know, especially as a woman, like, if your body, or when your body goes through a change, like, our bodies change all throughout our lives, like, it can feel like super uncomfortable, super triggering, especially if you like compare and you look at photos from like then to now.
The societal pressures that are put on women in general too. Yeah. You know, to look a certain way, to be a certain way, all these new trends, always following the new trends. That's a whole other episode.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this whole body positivity thing and like no fat shaming is like very trendy and very in, but like, let's be real. Like, I think as women, you still want to like be thin, right? Like, there's like, that hasn't gone away, and I don't know what's gonna make it go away, but I just feel like sometimes that's like a crock of BS, and like there's still this underlying like expectation of, oh, you have to look a certain way. So it has been empowering though to like go to the gym, lift heavier weights, like see my muscles, embrace my body in a different way, but like that takes time. That's like very much so a process, especially if you're like me and you've dealt with eating disorders.
I know it's hard. You did so great. You're so brave. Okay. It's gonna help a lot of people. Our third point, which was relationship destruction. So this can look different for everyone. I know in my case, the more that I have healed things, the more things that have been brought to my attention, brought to light, and shifted for me, which ultimately, like, it has contributed more so towards like family relationships for me personally and friendships. Obviously, like letting go of a past toxic relationship, but the more that I've healed recently, I'm just thinking about friends that I've had to let go of, that were no longer in alignment with where I'm going, where I'm headed. We're just like not on the same wavelength anymore. Yeah. And also just like I said, things coming to the surface with family that I can't overlook anymore. And me being the generational cycle breaker that I am, I'm shining the full, like, my headlights are on you and the high beams are on, and you can't run from me. It is what it is. The high beams are on you. You're in the corner. You're looking at me like a deer in the headlights. Like, why are you doing this? And it's like, baby, you got to heal. You got to go deep. You got to heal. And I'm going to keep them on you until you do.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're just being you.
And I'm just being me. This is not me being like mean or I'm not taunting you. It's just like, hey, I see you and we got to get to the root of this and we got to shift it. Yeah. Otherwise, I can't have you in my life. And I do want you in my life. Right. Right?
Right. It's just like a tolerance thing. Like, and I feel like when you are diving into deeper layers of healing, you in that process, you become a more authentic version of you. And once you do that, there's no going back. Like, you'd have to try really hard to go back to like an old version of you that's like, if you tried to be like fake or like not in your authenticity, it would just feel so off. Like, you could not live with yourself. So when I started to do this, there were a lot of people, really friendships that fell away. And with creation, because I was creating a new version of me in that healing, more authenticity, with creation comes destruction. Like, they go together. And destruction is like not a bad thing. Like, it's not bad that maybe you're in this space where you're healing and friendships and family relationships and even romantic partnerships are dissolving. Like, it's all for your highest and greatest good. Like, you have no idea what's around the corner.
Speaking from experience, but there is nothing that I have lost, especially in people and relationships, that I would ever want back in my reality right now. And there's nothing that, everything that I've gotten in return or in its place, tenfold, 10x better.
If you're experiencing any one of these things, the chronic fatigue, the relationship destruction, the weight loss or the weight gain, like, let us know in the comments below, because we've experienced all of that on the healing journey. And you're not alone. You know, we're here for you. We see you. We love you. We're a part of your community now. So feel free to reach out to us. And as always, take what you need, leave the rest, and go love on yourself.